In this video, we'll be looking at how to use the search filters in COR017. We'll be using the UN Loco screen for this example, but the functionality and layout for searches is the same across all modules in COR017. As the entries in your system grow over time, you may reach a point where the system places a limit on the number of records shown. As you can see in this example, running an unfiltered search has returned more than 1,000 results, which is the maximum number that COR017 will allow by default. It may be even less than this if your system controller has set a lower limit in the registry. So you would need to use the filters to narrow your search. We'll go to the Organization Search screen to demonstrate this. To add a filter, use the plus symbol here, or press Ctrl and E on your keyboard. You can add as many filters as you like, using the drop-down menu to select your required filter from the list. The available options will be relative to the module you're currently in and are categorized. For example, status and flags or dates. We'll now add the following filters to our search: active status, created, name, main UN loco, and employee count. Depending on the filter you've selected, there will be further options available. For example, on active status, you can select active, inactive, or all from the drop-down menu. Date-sensitive options, such as the created filter, have presets like the ones shown here. You can also specify your own date or time range, as we're demonstrating here using the calendar pop-up that became available when we chose the date range option for this filter. You may find keyboard shortcuts useful here. For example, entering T will bring today's date into this field. Or you can hit F5 on the keyboard. To alter a day that's already been entered, you can hold down Ctrl on your keyboard and press the up or down cursor key to change the existing date in one-day increments. Holding down Alt instead lets you adjust the month in the same way. Some options, like the name filter, are free text, allowing you to enter what you like, while others, like the main UN loco field, require a further search to select details from another list. To do this, click on the search tile next to the field, or press F4 on your keyboard to bring up the relevant window, and use the filters here to locate the record you're after. When found, click on it once to highlight it, then click the OK button to close the window and enter the data into the field on the previous page. If the selected field is blank, then pressing F3 on your keyboard will allow you to create a new record for this selected field. Alternatively, if the field is already populated when you press F3, then the edit window for this entry will appear instead. With a number field selected, pressing F4 will bring up an on-screen calculator. To remove a filter, simply click on the minus symbol. If you click on the Clear button, this will clear all of the entries you've created, but will leave the filters in place for further use. Clicking on the Find button will run the search based on the criteria you've selected. Sometimes you may need to use a filter more than once. For example, to find all the organizations starting with A, as well as those beginning with B. However, you'll notice when we click on the Find button in this instance, the system doesn't return any results. This is because we created a search looking for company names beginning with A and B, which is impossible. To correct this, we need to change it to companies that begin with A or B, and this is done by using color categories, which are found on the right-hand side of the filters. Selecting the same color category for each of the search terms will change the AND argument into an OR argument. Now when we click on the Find button, the system will produce a list of companies starting with A or B. You'll also notice in some search screens that a filter may display in blue, as we see here. This means that it's an exclusive filter and all other filters will be ignored. Warnings will display against the other filters to indicate this, and the results will display based on this alone. If you don't want the filter to take precedence, then you should consider another filter like the common numbers and reference filter instead.